Hi, this is Paul with Equipt Expedition Outfitters. Today I want to answer one of the questions that we seem to get a lot of and hopefully dispel some of the confusion about the National Luna dual battery system that uses an intelligent solenoid as the brains of the unit, and this little guy right here, which is the solenoid that connects and isolates based off of what the circuit board up here tells it to do, to connect an auxiliary battery to the main battery and charge in a current running through this switch to put the two batteries in parallel and charge together. And right here on this solenoid here, it says an 85 continuous current. We get asked a lot, well, 85 amps isn't a whole lot in a vehicle that has an alternator that has the capacity of putting out upwards of 180 amps. And well, okay, that makes sense. 85 is less than that. I can understand that. The solenoid, ironically enough, is made by Cole-Hersey, an American company. And National Luna uses the Cole-Hersey solenoids because they're rated as the best solenoid out there as far as quality. So they use this. Now this 85 amp continuous solenoid has a max amperage capacity of 400 amps. Okay, I've been using this system for, a dozen, almost 15 years now in different vehicles. I've put them in a lot of the different vehicles. And not once have I ever had an issue with the solenoid not being able to do its job perfectly. Over the years, I've had dozens and dozens of customers call in and say, I need a higher amperage solenoid than that. Just because I need that, I need more. And every time I ask the customer, please try this. Give it a chance. Give it a try. If it turns out that it does not work, then we'll move you to a 200 amp Cole-Hersey solenoid, same size, but the 200 amp solenoid, continuous solenoid, has a max capacity of 800 amps. To a fault, not one of them have ever come back and said, this doesn't work, okay? So if you have an alternator in your vehicle that's running, up there 135 to 180, 185 is very common in our vehicles now. The alternators in our vehicles provide the current necessary. They don't provide a constant output of that nature. So there's a flux of what the alternator is actually putting out. For instance, you turn on your vehicle, let it at idle, and then start turning things on. And what you'll hear and see is look at your idle and listen to the engine. Anytime you turn on something on that vehicle, air conditioning, headlights, whatever, you'll hear the engine bump up a notch. And what that is doing is that is providing the current necessary to get the job done. Not that it's a constant fire hose of 180 amps. That's not really the case. What it's doing is it's adjusting its output to take care of the necessity of that vehicle at that time. This system has worked without a flaw for decades and will do so in the future. It's a very cost-effective option, and we stand by it 100%. This solenoid gets the job done.